Just twende tu pole pole. Fellow. Boss, sikini yako mbele. Boss. Stick. 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 Stick.
Can you catch me?
Umeona vile wanaingia eh?
Okay. Oh.
If you can open you.
Yes, also send you on your WhatsApp. Okay. Small.
You did it on an iPad.
It's something that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You can. No, but if you do it on like once it opens.
Then it's whatever my WhatsApp is. Okay, fine.
Yeah, it is.
It's open.
Hotspot.
There you go.
Hotspot. I'm trying to get alternative.
What do they call it? When you go to the kidogo tu, just kadogo tu. Hapo.
Hamjambo. Hello.
Hello.
Jubilee. 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 We have been on this podium before. And I have informed you once, not twice, not three times, that there has been an attempt to hijack the Jubilee Party, to demolish the Jubilee Party, to destroy the Jubilee Party. And these attempts started way back in June of last year. When the first attempt was officially made, there was even an attempt to open a Jubilee Asili. Those efforts have not ceased. When we were doing our campaigns as an Azimio outfit, when we were campaigning for our presidential candidate, Raila Amolo Odinga, there were still elements within us who tried all they could to derail us. We managed to finish the campaigns. We were able to deliver a win to Baba. Baba won the elections of 2022 with a 8.1 million votes. And within those votes was a commendable effort from Jubilee Party. The man seated in State House, legitimately, got 5.9 million votes. From the Mount Kenya region, where Jubilee is dominant, we were able to deliver 2.6 million votes. This must sound like song now in your ears because I've been saying it every time. And we'll continue repeating it. Because waizi, hawataki ukweli ukisemwa.
Sure.
They managed to steal the win of our members of parliament at the Jubilee and other parties. So within Mount Kenya region, you may not come across genuine Jubilee members of parliament, people who have faith in the cause that we are committed to. After the elections, William Ruto is on record as having said that he must take over Jubilee. Those attempts, the attempts that you saw, culminating in the meetings that you saw of people at Sarova Hotel in Nakuru. Of people who called themselves together and formed a so-called NEC. And that meeting happened immediately. The same team visited State House and met William Ruto there. So it's not that we don't know what they have been up to. We know what they have been up to. After the Nakuru, they had been given instructions to finish the meetings, make sure that their Kagaru behavior is done. And from there, they were to go to Naivasha, present their resolutions to William Ruto in Naivasha, where he was meeting the governors, and prepare themselves to be paraded in Nakuru during the prayer rallies. That was a script prepared and executed from State House. The meeting in Salova had even elements of people from the Registrar of Political Parties. Eventually, the first set of things that they did in Salova, they realized that they were so badly done, even with the presence of very useful lawyers there before. And they had to redo the whole exercise again, and that is how you saw the name of Kutuni now featuring. It is not Kanini Kega and his other group, because they were trying to tidy up the mess that they were already in. Eventually, they presented some documents to the Registrar of Political Parties. We wrote the Registrar of Political Parties even before their meetings, and we informed the Registrar of known attempts to do what these people are doing. After the document was presented to the Registrar of Political Parties, she then communicated to us and said that she has recognized the resolutions and the convening of NEC at Sarova. And we have said this before and we want to repeat again. Our constitution is very clear, the Jubilee Constitution. Only the SG and the party leader can call the National Executive Committee. You do not need to have gone to a CBC class to understand the meaning of that provision in the Constitution. But it's amazing that the registrar even went ahead and said that the NEC was properly convened. But if you read the letter from the Registrar of Political Parties, she seemed to want to cover herself by saying that while she has said all that she has done, any move by any of the said individuals required an internal dispute resolution mechanism. Contrary to that, the individuals, of course, took it upon themselves and used the letter to think that they have been given a mandate of moving into offices. What is amazing is that the police officers had the audacity of accompanying individuals to an office, and they were fully armed, 4 Land Cruisers of police officers. And because we belong to a side of political divide in this country that believes in the peace and the need to ensure that we do not shed any drop of blood as we pursue what we are looking for. The many members of Jubilee who are within the compound, I told them, don't resist. Do not resist. If they tell you to move, just move. Why? Because what we are fighting for, the fight for electoral justice, the fight for economic justice for our people, is not listed in a building. It is a spirit. It is in us. And if you want to do anything with that, you have to destroy this body. Forget about the rocks and the rest. And I know we have enough members of Jubilee Party who believe in that cause. Pesa ya kununua na itakuwako. Wale wako na bei waende sokoni iko pale State House. And you can always go to State House with a placard saying, I am worth this amount of money. They will give you the money. Kifika pale kwa mlangoni, andika yako, bei yako kwa karatasi kama hii, hapa uinue juu, seme bei yangu ni hii. Watakupatia. Because what they are doing is that they took away the subsidies ya shule, ya mafuta na kila kitu. Hiyo ndio pesa sasa inatumiwa kuwanunua wale ambao have no character.
True.
But we again decided to follow the law. Because as I said, us in Azimio under the leadership of Raila, Amoro, Odinga, understand the law. And of course all the others. We have what wako hapa. Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka is with us here. And all the others. Eugene Wamalwa is with us here. And what Baba suffered fighting for was institutions. So we have faith in the institution of the Register of Political Party, a product of the struggle that was done by Baba. We have our judiciary in the manner that it is now constituted, a product of the struggle that was led by Baba, among many others who are not here. It is amazing how some people are entrusted with those offices and quickly degenerate to behaviors that were not known to us before. Really? So as others have said, really chasing wild goose. Now you can actually see all that being happened. So we went to court. And we did all that needed to be done. All those individuals you saw here yesterday are individuals that are facing disciplinary action. But the court wants to help them out of the disciplinary action by giving them, not the court, the State House wants to overlook all those things and giving them a kind of a through pass. We want to thank those within the judiciary who still believe that there is a country and institutions must be seen to be fair and free and fair. So we presented our case after having exhausted our channels of communication, correspondences, because you must exhaust with the Register of Political Parties. After we had exhausted and we saw that office is not responsive, we then moved to the PPDT. That is the Political Parties Dispute Tribunal. And this morning, we were issued with an order. The Political Parties Tribunal issued an order to us, myself, Mheshimiwa Murade, and 2 others. And the order is very clear. This matter coming up before Honorable Desmas Nungo, Chairperson, PPDT, on 16th of February 2023, went through and said it is hereby ordered, among the many other things that are there, where you need to concentrate on is number 5. That pending inter-parties hearing and determination of the application, interim conservatory orders are hereby issued staying the respondent's decision. The respondent is office of the registrar of political parties. Because that's the office we took to court, because they are the ones who are giving misinformed positions. Staying the respondent's decision communicated by the letter dated 13th February 2023 to the effect that Jubilee Party NEC, I want you to note here, to the effect that Jubilee Party NEC meeting held on 10th February 2023 was properly convened per the party constitution, and further staying any consequential action by the respondent towards effecting, adopting, or ratifying the resolutions of the subject meeting. So I was wondering, what were the police officers doing here? What were they doing here? Hata wewe mwenyewe hujaenda shule, walikuwa wanafanya nini hapa kwa wenyewe?
Wanatumiwa. Na hata wameshindwa kutimiza.
And it is given under my hand and seal on the 16th of February 2023. So we are here because we have this order. We are here because we have this order. And I want to thank our party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga. We in Jubilee, watch at the Jubilee led, the wing led by William Ruto, the rebellious, the function led by Iyo, unaita Bonoko? Iyo, the Jubilee that we belonged to. Na nasema hivi kwa Wakenya wote ambao ni wana Jubilee. The Jubilee that we belong to. Na iko kwa roho zetu. Hiyo Jubilee iko ndani ya Azimio. Hello? Iko ndani ya Azimio. Na hiyo Jubilee believes in the cause that we have started through the People's Baraza. Now the resolutions of the People's Baraza, we are part and parcel of those resolutions. So I want to thank my principals, my seniors in the political field, people who have struggled even before any of you are born. Many of you are born. They have decided that it is important to come and be with us, members of Jubilee, as we demonstrate how the law is supposed to be followed. Of course, they also wanted to know where are these new offices, where our new offices are, and they are here. And I want to ask Baba to come and guide us through. We receive him. He makes his statement on our behalf. We want to hear thank you.
Thank you, Jeremiah. It is unfortunate that we are meeting here under these circumstances, when these new premises are invaded by usurpers of power, those who pretend to be representing the people. But we, as you can see, are here with Honorable Martha Karua, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, and other members of Azimio. We've come to the headquarters of one of our sister parties to show solidarity with members of the Jubilee Party, led by the former President, Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. We have a statement that we want to communicate to the people of Kenya. And I'm going to go ahead and read this statement. We are here to make some quick but extremely important pronouncements on the state of the country, the ongoing actions by the Kenya Kwanza administration, and our plans as Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party. First, we want to ask the people of Kenya to wake up. Wake up to the fact that the country is in serious trouble, and there is no reason whatsoever for anyone to imagine that things will get better. Kenyans need to wake up to this sad state of affairs. Everything we ever fought for and won is threatened. Kenya Kwanza administration has launched an all-out assault on our hard-won multi-party democracy. There is an all-out push by the Kenya Kwanza regime to kill other parties, buy and co-opt members of parliament into its ranks, and intimidate and bully all those that resist the administration's illegal, unconstitutional, and anti-democratic maneuvers. We have never seen this kind of spirited and swift assault on our democracy since the return of multi-partyism in 1992. To add insult to injury, the assault on our democracy is being financed by taxpayers' money at a time Kenyans need those monies for life and death matters like hunger and education. Kenyans must wake up to this reality. We have noted the continued deterioration of the living conditions of the people of Kenya. At no time in our recent history have our people lived through so much hunger, desperation, frustration, and anger, while the government focuses on politics of survival and revenge. Drought and famine are ravaging people and livestock across the country. Even our treasured wildlife are dying in their hundreds. The prices of goods are at an all-time high. People are crying for basics like water, food, and medicine. Pastoralists are asking for hay. They want their dying livestock to be purchased by the government so that they don't lose everything to drought. But Kenya Kwanza is neither listening nor getting it. More importantly, children are dropping out of school or failing to take up places in Form 1 because of school fees. We know no time in our recent history when there have been so many reports of qualified candidates appealing for help with fees or failing to take up their places in Form 1. By the regime's own admission, up to 30% of pupils have failed to take up their places in Form 1. That is a monumental failure of the government. That is a monumental national shame. Yet the monies that went into subsidizing secondary education and the cost of basic commodities were withdrawn by the Kenya Kwanza regime and are being channeled at buying political support and killing democracy in the country. It has never happened to this country in recent years. The rule of law and constitutionalism are under serious threat. We have seen the military being deployed in the north without the authority of parliament as prescribed in our constitution. Our constitution is clear that nobody can deploy the military without the express authority of parliament. That deployment, taken together with the crackdown on real and imaginary enemies of the regime, including former officials of the Jubilee government, like Dr. Fred Matiang'i, should be of concern to every Kenyan. We are courting disaster. We are feeding a monster from which, in due course, no one will be safe, not even those currently cheering it. We are witnessing an extremely dangerous trend where investigators and prosecutors have merged in our country. When investigators and prosecutors merge, Kenyans should be very afraid because there can never be justice under such circumstances. We are calling out the Director of Public Prosecutions. Mr. Noordin Haji's conduct is unbecoming. He has become a huge threat to justice, the rule of law, accountability, and good governance in the country. Haji must shape up or be shipped out. We have noted that despite our counsel, the Kenya Kwanza regime is hell-bent on proceeding to unilaterally and single-handedly reconstitute the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. This comes against the backdrop of the earlier illegal forcing out of 4 commissioners who disagreed with Mr. Fuller Chebukati over the presidential election results. A biased and partisan IEBC is being put in place. Kenyans know what such a commission has done to this country before. Once again, we are courting disaster. Kenyans, wake up. As a party, we remain unbowed. We refuse to be intimidated. We will not succumb to blackmail. The threat to our democracy, the regime's don't care attitude to suffering of our people, the attacks on the rule of law and constitutionalism, and the push to silence critical voices at a time the country needs them, are our reason to push back. To this end, our people's barazas shall continue. We confirm that we will hold baraza in Kisii tomorrow. We will have a people's baraza in Kisumu the next day, on Saturday. Then we will proceed to Mombasa for the same on Sunday, 26th of February, 2023. In between, we will hold interdenominational prayers at the Jivanji Gardens on Wednesday, 22nd February 2023. Extraordinary times require extraordinary action and resolve. We live in those times and we are prepared to act accordingly. End of statement. Yale tumesema kwa Kimombo imeleweka, naweza tu kuongeza kwa Kiswahili. Ati sisi kama wanaazimio tumehuzunishwa sana na hatua ambayo ilichukuliwa na wale wengine ambao walikuwa wanajifanya kama majangili kuja kuvamia kikao kikuu cha chama cha Jubilee hapa. Eti wanahidhini. Bahati vizuri ile tribunal ya vyama imesikiza pendekezo ambayo imepelekwa na viongozi wa chama cha Jubilee, na wakatoa amri ya kwamba Jubilee iendelee. Na kwa hivyo tumekuja hapa tumesindikisha katibu mkuu wa chama cha Jubilee, Mheshimiwa Jeremiah Kioni.
Yes.
Kuingia hapa. Tumeona vitisho ambayo inatoka kwa serikali ya haramu ya Bwana Ruto na vibaraka vyake. Wanajaribu kurudisha nchi hii chini ya utawala ya chama kimoja. Wanajaribu kuvunja vyama vingine vya kisiasa. Tumeona wabunge ambao walichaguliwa na wananchi ndani ya vyama ambao ziko chini ya muungano ya Azimio wakipelekwa kwa mnada kule Ikulu. Wengine wanasema ati wanaenda kule kutafuta maendeleo. Hakuna maendeleo Ikulu. Wale wanaenda kuchagulia tumbo yao. Tunajua ya kwamba kila mmoja akienda kule napewa shilingi milioni 5. Hiyo milioni 5 akichukua atapeleki kwa watu wake. Hiyo ni kwa ni yake ya kibinafsi. Tumemwambia Bwana Ruto, wewe ni mwanafunzi wa Nyayo. Na baba yako alijaribu na hakuweza. Hata wewe mwenyewe utajaribu na hutaweza. Wakenya wako macho. Wakenya wanajua tumetoka wapi, tuko wapi na tunaelekea wapi. Wakenya hawezi kukubali kurudishwa katika utawala ya kimabavu ya chama kimoja. Hii demokrasia Wakenya walikufia. Na Wakenya bado wako tayari kumwaga damu kulinda hii demokrasia. Tumesema wametumia jeshi kule kaskazini mwa nchi yetu bila idhini ya bunge. Na hiyo vile vile inakiuka katiba letu. Maana yake jeshi hawezi kupelekwa mahali popote bila bunge kutoa idhini. Wewe unaanza kufanya mambo ya kivyako. Tumeona Wakenya wengi wana shida mingi. Kwa upande ya kiuchumi hali ni mbaya zaidi kwa Wakenya. Kuna watoto wengi ambao walifuzu kwenda kwa shule lakini hawana karo ya shule. Wengi watoto wako nyumbani. Wengine wanalala njaa. Hakuna chakula. Wengine hawezi kupata matibabu. Wengine wanataka matibabu, dawa yenyewe ndio hakuna. Ulimeona wafugaji wako na shida mingi zaidi kwa mfugo zao. Mfugo zinakufa. Tunasema baada ya serikali kuangalia yale shida ambayo inakumba Wakenya wakati huu, wanafanya kazi ile ambayo haina maana. Kazi ambayo haina maana hata kidogo. Tumeona vile vile wanataka kuunda tume ya uchaguzi kivyao. Wanataka kuweka tume ya uchaguzi ambayo itakuwa inafanya kazi yao vile Chebukati na wenzake walifanya. Wale wanachama wa tume ya uchaguzi 4 ambao walisimamia uhaki wakasema yale matokeo ambayo Bwana Chebukati alikuwa anatangaza ni bandia, wamepelekwa nyumbani, wengine wanashtakiwa. Wale ambao walikuwa nasema ukweli wamepelekwa nje. Na nyinyi yote mnajua mfishwaji alitoa matokeo ya uchaguzi juzi. Akasema yale yote ukweli ambayo iko juu ya mambo ya uchaguzi. Ya kwamba Bwana Ruto alipata kura milioni 5.9. Sisi tulipata milioni 8.1. Kwa hivyo Bwana Ruto ni rais bandia. Rais bandia. Amekaa kule Ikulu bila idhini na sauti ya Wakenya. Tumesema sisi tutaendelea na mikutano zetu ya kuongea na Wakenya. Tutazidi kuongea na Wakenya, tujadiliane na hao ili tujue mwelekeo. Kesho tutaenda kule Kisii County. Tutatoka kule upande ya Keroka. Tutaingia Keumbu. Mwisho tutaingia Kisii mjini na kuongea na Bagusi siku ya kesho. Kesho kutwa tutakuwa kule Kisumu, UK. Tutaongea na wakaaji wa Kisumu vile vile juu ya mambo ambayo yanaelekea katika taifa letu na maoni yao. Jumapili ijayo tarehe 26 tutakuwa Mombasa na kuongea na wapwani vile vile juu ya mambo ambayo yanaendelea. Lakini siku ya Jumatano ijayo tutakwenda hapa Nairobi katika ile uwanja wa Jivanji hapo Nairobi kwenda kuomba tutakuwa na maombi na Wakenya wote siku hiyo. Juzi tumeona siku ile ya wapenzi, Bwana Ruto walipeleka watu kule Nyayo Stadium kuomba. Sasa sisi tunasema tutakwenda kuomba kwa Wakenya juu ya mambo ya shida ambayo inakumba nchi yetu wakati huu, na vile vile kuomba Mungu atuongoze kwa mwelekeo ili Kenya iweze kutoka katika hali hii, tuende kuvuka, tuingia hali nyingine ambayo tutapata afueni. Ndio sababu ya maombi ya siku hiyo ya Jumatano. Siku hiyo ya Jumatano hii ni tofauti na yale maombi ambayo walifanya kule Nyayo Stadium. Sisi tunauliza wafuasi wetu wote wa Kenya siku hiyo wafike kule. Itakuwa ni maombi ya madhehebu zote na dini zote, interdenominational, Wakristo, Waislamu, Wahindu, wale wa dini ya kienyeji, wote siku hiyo wamealikwa kufika hapo siku hiyo ili tuombe pamoja Kenya iendelee mbele. Asanteni sana.
Thank you.
Asanteni sana. Thank you so much.
Okay.